Can you freeze sourdough bread? Have you ever wondered if you can freeze sourdough bread? This is a great question, especially for those of us who love baking and want to make the most of our homemade bread. Freezing sourdough bread is not only possible, but it can also be a smart choice for self-sufficiency and off-grid living. Let's break down how to do it effectively. First, it is important to let your sourdough bread cool completely before freezing. This step is key because if you freeze warm bread, condensation can form inside the packaging. This moisture can lead to sogginess or freezer burn, which is not what you want. You have two options when it comes to freezing. You can freeze the whole loaf or slice it first. Freezing a whole loaf helps retain moisture better, but if you slice it, you can thaw only what you need. This is especially handy if you want to enjoy fresh bread without having to defrost an entire loaf. When you are ready to freeze, wrap the bread tightly in aluminum foil or plastic wrap. This protects it from air exposure, which can cause freezer burn. After wrapping, place the bread in an airtight container or a heavy-duty freezer bag. Make sure to remove as much air as possible before sealing it up. If you decide to freeze sliced bread, consider flash freezing the slices first. Lay them out on a tray and freeze them for about an hour. Once they are solid, you can store them in a sealed bag with parchment paper between the slices. This will prevent them from sticking together. Now, how long can you keep sourdough bread in the freezer? It can last up to 2 months without a noticeable decline in texture or flavor. While it may last longer, it is best to consume it within this time frame for the best taste and crust quality. You can also freeze sourdough bread dough. This is a great option if you want to bake fresh bread later. To do this, complete the bulk fermentation and shape the dough as you normally would. Wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or place it in a proofing basket covered with a large plastic bag. Freeze the dough until it is solid. When you are ready to bake, simply thaw the dough in the refrigerator or at room temperature. After thawing, proceed with the final proof and baking. This method is particularly useful in survival situations where you may want to save time and resources. Freezing sourdough bread or dough is a practical way to manage your food supplies, especially when daily baking is not feasible. It helps reduce waste by preserving any excess bread and ensures you always have nutritious, fermented bread on hand. This is beneficial for your gut health and energy levels. Mastering the art of freezing sourdough bread can be a game changer for anyone focused on self-sufficiency and off-grid living. Proper wrapping and handling will keep your bread fresh and tasty, making frozen sourdough a reliable staple in your food storage plan.